Namaste aspirants, welcome to Prime Time by CivicCentre IAS, the current affairs show of week 11 of subject Science and Technology and Environment and Ecology, using 10 plus years of UPSC reverse engineering, PYQ mastery and real-time current affairs tracking from PIB, Hindu, Down to Earth, ISRO, WHO and all other sources filtered. These are the hand-picked 6 high-weightage topics plus one bonus topic that dominated this week. The topics are the Gogabeel Lake, CMS-03, Rowmari Donduwa Wetland Complex, Leprosy, Garbage Dumping Festival, Project Cheetah, and the topic of importance, Emerging Science, Technology and Innovation Conclave 2025. So let's quickly start with the first topic of the week, which is Gogabeel Lake. A major update in India's conservation efforts is Gogabeel Lake in Katayar district of Bihar has officially been designated as a Ramsar site, a wetland of international importance. This designation is crucial because it puts a global spotlight on the locally managed ecosystem, giving it a much needed protective cover under the international treaty. The lake is an oxbow lake, a crescent-shaped body of water formed when a wide meander of a river is cut off, leaving a still body of water. Gogabeel is situated strategically in the Trans-Gangetic Plains between River Ganga and the River Mahananda. River Ganga is on the southern side and the Mahananda River is on the northeastern side. This is the location of Gogabeel Lake, while this is River Ganga. Gogabeel is an ecologically rich freshwater oxbow type wetland and holds another distinction. It was already declared as Bihar's first community reserve that is managed by local communities. This means its management is strongly tied to the local communities, which is a successful example of decentralized conservation governance. Fauna. Let's look at the fauna. It hosts several vulnerable and important species, including smooth-coated otter, Indian flagship turtle, Valgo atu, which is a vulnerable species. It is also called as helicopter catfish. Coming to avifauna, crucially, it serves as an important wintering habit for thousands of migratory birds traveling from Central Asia and Siberia. The health of this lake is directly linked to the survival of this transcontinental species. The vegetation here is typically tropical dry deciduous vegetation with rich aquatic macrophytes. Gogabeel's designation is a part of a larger aggressive push by India to protect its wetland. Let's recall the basics of this convention. Ramsar Convention. It was adopted in the year 1971 in Ramsar, Iran, and it came into force in 1975, while India joined the convention on 1st February 1982. Its objective is simple but powerful, which is to promote the conservation and wise use of wetlands through local, national and international cooperation. The total number of Ramsar sites are around 2,546 worldwide, and the top countries being United Kingdom, which has around 176 sites, Mexico has around 144 sites, and India has around 94 sites, which is first in Asia and third globally. With the recent addition of Gogabeel and 8 other sites in 2025, India's total sites have been reached around 94. The recent additions has also shifted the distribution of these states. Tamil Nadu now leads the country with around 20 sites, whereas Uttar Pradesh has 10 sites. Bihar's commitment is evident as its tally has now increased to 6 sites from the previous 3 sites. Punjab has 6 sites and Odisha has 6 sites. The total wetland area under Ramsar protection is around 13.6 lakh hectares, which is 4.6% of the total land area. In just last 11 years, India has added a remarkable 67 new Ramsar sites, demonstrating a renewed national commitment to wetlands. There were 9 sites that has been added in the year 2025, which are Sakarkottai Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, Therangathal Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, and Kichulopari Wetland in Sikkim, Udwa Lake in Jharkhand, Kinchan in Rajasthan, Minar in Rajasthan, Gokul Jalashai in Bihar, Udaipur Jheel in Bihar, and Gogabeel Lake in Bihar, which is the latest addition. Wetlands are plants' kidneys and supermarkets. They recharge groundwater, control floods, and support incredible biodiversity. Protecting sites like Gogabeel is crucial for both ecological health and mitigating climate change impacts. The next topic is CMS 03. Let's start with the remarkable achievement from ISRO, the successful launch of LM3 M5 rocket carrying CMS 03, which is a 4,400 kg multi-band communication satellite from Sriharikota. The most important takeaway is the milestone achieved. This launch marks the first time ISRO has launched a satellite weighing over 4,000 kgs into geosynchronous transfer orbit from Indian soils. This feat demonstrates India's significantly growing heavy lift capability. For years, ISRO had to rely on foreign launchers like Arianespace and SpaceX for satellites exceeding 4,000 kgs to GTO. This launch dramatically reduces the dependence, which is a huge step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat in space sector. This satellite CMS-03 will enhance India's naval communication and maritime domain awareness. The main purpose of the satellite is to provide secure voice data and video communication for the Indian Navy across the Indian Ocean region. This ensures seamless and encrypted communication between all naval assets, ships, aircrafts, submarines, and maritime operations center. The weight of CMS-03 is around 4,410 kgs and the orbit is GTO. The mission life is around 15 years. CMS-03 is a replacement for the aging GSAT-7, which is also known as Rukmini, which was launched back in 2013 and is nearing the end of its life. This satellite is crucial for India's blue economy and security and defense doctrines, securing our interest in the strategically vital Indian Ocean region. The success is equally accurate to the launch vehicle LVM3, which is famously known as the Bahubali rocket. LMV3 is ISRO's most powerful operational rocket, which is a successor to GSLV Mark III. Specifically designed for India's heavy payloads and Gaganyaan, the human spaceflight mission. Its standard capacity is up to 8,000 kgs to low Earth orbit and up to 4,000 kgs to geosynchronous orbits. The 4,410 kg launch was possible due to the key upgrades, particularly replacing the older C-25 stage, the 20-ton thrust with C-32 stage, the 22-ton thrust with 32,000 kgs of fuel, which boosts lifting power. This is what gave the crucial extra lift to this satellite. The stages. The first stage include the solid fuel boosters, the second is liquid propellant, whereas the third stage is the cryogenic stage with using liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. The LVM3 is India's workhorse for high-value missions, having successfully launched the Chandrayaan-2, Chandrayaan-3, OneWeb and now CMS-03. This launch is a testament to India's mature capability in cryogenic propulsion and heavy lift technology. The next topic is Rowmari Donduwa Wetland Complex. The Rowmari Donduwa Wetland Complex is currently in news because experts, researchers, and forest officials have jointly initiated a major effort to seek Ramsar site status for the Rowmari Donduwa Wetland Complex. This designation would recognize the complex as a wetland of international importance. This wetland is in Wildlife Sanctuary, which is a part of Kaziranga Tiger Reserve in central Assam. The urgency stems from the compelling new data. The 2025 Kaziranga wetland bird census recorded over 47,000 birds in the complex, confirming an ecological richness of over 120 species that exceeds the avian diversity counts of existing Ramsar sites in northeast India, the Gogabeel Lake in Assam and the Loktak Lake, Manipur. The complex is interconnected floodplain marshal ecosystem located entirely within the Laukwa Wildlife Sanctuary in Assam, which also forms part of Kaziranga Orang landscape. The area covered is around 2.5 to 3 square kilometers. The complex plays a critical geographical role by acting as a vital migratory corridor between Kaziranga and the Orang National Parks, which can help for the wildlife movement including large mammals like Asiatic elephants and Bengal tigers. It functions as a natural flood buffer and a carbon sink in the Brahmaputra floodplain. Also, this complex provides breeding and feeding grounds for migratory and threatened aviation species. The avian diversity is around 120 bird species, which include globally threatened species such as knob-billed duck, black-necked stork. The 2025 census says that the Rowmari Beel consists of around 20,653 bird species and Donduwa Beel consists of around 26,480 birds with a total of 47,000 birds, which is higher than Gogabeel Beels. It also acts as a wintering habitat and breeding ground. The other wildlife are rich in fish, amphibians, reptiles and otters, as well as this serves as a feeding zone for animals migrating from Kaziranga and Orang. Achieving the Ramsar status would provide international recognition, technical assistance and funding to better protect this crucial ecosystem which currently meets 8 of the 9 Ramsar criteria. The next topic is leprosy. The Maharashtra government has taken a crucial public health step by redeclaring leprosy as a notifiable disease. This makes reporting mandatory. Now, every doctor and healthcare institution, which might be public as well as private, must report every diagnosed leprosy case to the local health authorities, which might within 2 weeks, which can be district health office or assistant director in health services, leprosy, or the local municipal health authorities. This aggressive move is driven by a very specific and ambitious target to achieve leprosy-free Maharashtra by 2027. Despite national elimination, endemic pockets persist and India still accounts for a large share of new global cases. When a disease is notifiable, it ensures timely detection and reporting. This is essential to prevent hidden cases from becoming sources of transmission and leading to irreversible deformities. This also aligns perfectly with the current national strategy, the National Strategic Plan and Roadmap for Leprosy 2023-2027, which aims for zero transmission across the country by 2027. Leprosy is a chronic infectious disease caused by the slow-growing bacterium, the Mycobacterium bacteria leprae. It is spread via droplets from nose or mouth of an untreated patient during the prolonged close contact, whereas it cannot be transmitted through casual contacts such as handshakes, hugging, meals. This is a chronic infectious disease and is classified as a neglected tropical disease. It affects skin, peripheral nerves, eye and mucous membranes. The loss of sensation due to nerve damage leads to untreated injuries and ulcers resulting in deformities. Globally, leprosy is still reported in more than 120 countries with around 2 lakh new cases annually. Symptoms include a long incubation period of around 3 to 5 years before the onset. There will be skin lesions, that is, discolored patches, nodules, or sores that don't heal. The loss of sensation, which leads to injuries, burns, or ulcers. There is also a nerve damage, which results in muscle weaknesses and deformities. Leprosy is completely curable disease using the multi-drug therapy, which is a combination of rifampicin, dapsone, and clofazimine for a period of around 6 to 12 months. Patient first becomes non-infectious soon after starting the MDT. This move highlights the shift in governance from elimination to eradication. It underscores the critical role of private healthcare sector in achieving national health goals through mandatory reporting. India's National Leprosy Eradication Program NLEP. This is a government initiative under the National Health Mission to eliminate leprosy through early detection, free treatment with multi-drug therapy, disability prevention, and reducing social stigma. While leprosy was declared eliminated at national level in 2025, the NLEP's goal is to achieve elimination in all districts by 2030 and eventually zero transmission. The early detection is the single most effective way to break the chain of transmission and prevent permanent disability. By focusing on early diagnosis and treatment, the government is also implicitly tackling the pervasive social stigma associated with the disease, ensuring patients seek treatment immediately without fear. Coming to the milestones. Multi-drug therapy was first introduced in 1982. In 2005, we achieved national elimination, that is, the prevalence is less than 1 per 10,000. We also launched the National Strategic Plan and Roadmap for Leprosy 2023-2027 to achieve zero transmission by 2027. The Maharashtra move is a model for how states can enforce mandatory reporting to achieve the ambitious national target of eliminating new cases and disabilities by 2027. The next topic is Garbage Dumping Festival. Here, we are discussing an unconventional attention-grabbing initiative from Bengaluru, the Garbage Dumping Festival. This unique campaign is organized by Greater Bengaluru Authority and the Bengaluru Solid Waste Management Limited. This is an awareness drive with proactive twist aimed at addressing the persistent problem of improper waste disposal and littering in public spaces. The core goal is to promote accountability and behavioral change in urban waste management under the tagline Clean City, Responsible Citizens. This campaign is a brainchild of Karigowda, the CEO of BSWML, Bengaluru Solid Waste Management Limited. The idea is simple yet controversial, that is, public shaming combined with deterrence. How the process works. First, the civic marshals collect evidence through videos or photos of individuals dumping garbage on the streets or at unauthorized spots. The collected garbage is deliberately dumped back at the offender's doorstep as a symbolic public punishment and awareness tactics. Offenders are immediately fined under the municipal solid waste management rules. In the first phase, 218 households were penalized and 2.8 lakh rupees was collected as fines. The dumped waste is later cleared by the civic workers after ensuring the final message is delivered without creating a permanent health hazard. This initiative is significant because it recognizes that policy alone is insufficient. Effective waste management requires civic responsibility and behavioral change. It shifts accountability from civic body to the individual through social accountability and pressure. It perfectly aligns with the national goals like Swachh Bharat Mission and such Survekshan, achieving high rankingness in the cleanliness service. This model is highly innovative and replicable. It offers a template for other Indian cities struggling with littering by combining deterrence with awareness. While effective, this approach raises key analytical questions. The pros are it immediately grabs attention, provides quick deterrence, and uses social sanction, which is often more powerful than a simple monetary fine in communities. Whereas cons include: is public shaming an ethical tool for the state? Does it potentially violate privacy or cause undue distress? This is a crucial area for ethical analysis. But to make the campaign sustainable, the focus must shift from punishment to infrastructure. The BSWML is supporting this by planning 65 dedicated waste kiosks citywide for segregated collection of wet, dry e-waste and sanitary waste, ensuring that citizens have the necessary infrastructure to comply the rules. The garbage dumping festival may be controversial, but it has certainly forced the conservation toward citizen participation as the ultimate key of achieving Swachh Bengaluru.
Hello everyone. As you all know, Civil Services Prime Time is one of its kind initiative where we are teaching the students current affairs related to the particular subject one day at a time. అంటే ఒక వారంలో జరిగిన కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ అన్ని ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్ కి సంబంధించి మేము ఒక రోజులో చెప్తున్నాం. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద రివర్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ టెక్నిక్. బికాస్ మీరు ప్రతి వీడియో చూసినట్టయితే ఎండ్ లో ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ప్రిలిమ్స్ చేస్తున్నాము, అలాగే ఒక క్వశ్చన్ మెయిన్స్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో in order to get daily updates at 7 o'clock sharp as we are doing it, subscribe చేసుకోండి, అలాగే bell కూడా click చేయండి so that 7 o'clock కి మీకు immediate గా notification వస్తుంది.
The next topic is Project Cheetah. Project Cheetah is back in news because India is preparing to bring 8 more cheetahs from Botswana by December 2025 under Project Cheetah. This latest intercontinental translocation is crucial to strengthen the ongoing reintroduction efforts after cheetahs went extinct in the year 1952. These cheetahs will first be quarantined at Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh before their eventual release. So far, 27 cheetahs are present across Kuno and Gandhi Sagar sanctuaries, out of which 16 cubs were born in India, a key measure of project success. The scientific name of cheetah is Acinonyx jubatus. Coming to the IUCN status, the African cheetah is vulnerable, whereas the Asian cheetah is critically endangered and now found only in Iran. It is the world's fastest land mammal, up to 113 kilometers per hour. It has its long limbs, flexible spine, and non-retractable claws for traction. The distinct black tear marks help focus and reduce the glaring. Cheetahs prefer open grasslands and savannas. The cheetah is vital for maintaining the balance of grassland ecosystems by controlling herbivorous populations. Project Cheetah is a monumental effort launched in 2022 by the Government of India under the National Tiger Conservation Authority. It holds the distinction of being world's first intercontinental large carnivore translocation program. This was inaugurated by PM Narendra Modi when 8 cheetahs were released at Kuno National Park in 2022. The objectives include reintroducing cheetahs into India's historical range, restoring grassland and open forest ecosystems by reinstating the cheetah as the top predator, promoting ecotourism and local livelihood opportunities, especially community involvement like the Cheetah Mitra programs. The project has relied on sources from cheetahs with stable populations, 8 from Namibia, 12 from South Africa, out of which only 11 have been survived, and we are also expecting 8 from Botswana. It will be monitored through radio collaring, health checkups, and habitat management. Challenges and significance. In fact, birth of cheetah cubs in India after 75 years can be considered as a major achievement, and we have also created a new cheetah habitat like Gandhi Sagar, and we have also the global recognition for India's wildlife restoration efforts. Despite the success of cub birds, experts have raised serious concerns. The project has seen a mortality due to heat stress and adaptation issues. Also, the potential prey base limitations in the new habitats. Climate differences between the African savannas and Indian grasslands pose a significant hurdle. Coming to the significance, it enhances India's biodiversity and eco-balance. It reinforces India's commitments to mission life, lifestyle for environment, and global conservation goals. It strengthens India's role in global reintroduction efforts and demonstrates leadership in the wildlife restoration. The arrival of Botswana cheetahs is a crucial next step that will test the capacity of Kuno and Gandhisagar to stabilize the population and ensure project's long-term viability. The topic of importance for this week is Emerging Science, Technology and Innovation Conclave 2025. The Emerging Science, Technology and Innovation Conclave 2025 is a major reform. It replaces the long-standing Indian Science Congress, signaling a shift from traditional scientific gatherings to a dynamic, forward-looking, future-ready engagement framework. The central theme is building a future-ready India through research, innovation, and inclusivity. The entire objective is to align India's STI ecosystem directly with the national vision of Vikasit Bharat 2047. The conclave marked the official launch of 1 lakh crore Research, Development and Innovation Fund and strengthening of Anusandhan National Research Foundation. These are the twin institutional and financial pillars of the new strategy. The Prime Minister's address focused on moving India from consumer technology to creator and exporter of innovation. In this era of exponential transformation, with an emphasis on global collaboration in science and technology. Narendra Modi also celebrated the successful launch of GSAT 7R or CMS-03, India's heaviest communication satellite. The major institutional reforms, ANRF. This is the apex body designated to enhance university-based research and ensure funding is merit-based and industry-linked. The 1 lakh crore RDI fund is specifically designed to support high-risk, high-impact R&D and to promote private sector participation through interest-free or low-interest loans. The shift is already visible through R&D expenditure has been doubled in a decade, whereas the registered patents have surged of around 17 times. India is now the third largest startup ecosystem, boosting 6,000 plus deep tech startups. The bioeconomy has skyrocketed from $10 billion in 2014 to $150 billion in 2025. Prime Minister has identified key emerging and sunrise sectors where India must achieve leadership in green hydrogen, quantum computing, deep sea exploration, critical minerals, and semiconductors. These are the areas that will define this strategic autonomy. India's digital public infrastructure connecting 2 lakh plus gram panchayats via optical fiber is a key. It ensures innovation is inclusive and reaches every person, enabling e-governance and innovation even at village level. AI and ethics. The launch of the 10,000 crores India AI mission is coupled with a commitment to shaping global ethical, human-centric AI norms. Hosting the Global AI Summit 2026 reinforces this leadership role. The Prime Minister also emphasized that youth and women are central to the STI vision. Women in Science and Technology. India has achieved a significant milestone with around 43% of enrollments, which is above the global average, whereas the patents filed has grown from less than 100 to more than 5,000 per year. The youth empowerment initiatives. Initiatives like the expansion of Atal Tinkering Labs and the launch of 10,000 new fellowships under PM's research fellowship are designed to channel bright minds towards science. The NEP 2020's push for local language STEM courses ensures wider regional access to quality science education. The address concluded with the mandate of India's scientific temper and research culture, with Atal Innovation Mission which fosters problem solving among students, promoting curiosity. Chandrayaan, Gaganyaan, and space station missiles inspire the youth. Public engagement through integration of science with everyday governance. The PM has mentioned that the more bright youngsters in India can guide towards science, the stronger our nation becomes. The PM's focus areas for scientists include shift from food security towards nutrition security by developing biofortified crops to combat malnutrition, creating low-cost fertilizers and biofertilizers for sustainable agriculture, mapping India's genomic biodiversity for personalized medicine, developing affordable clean energy storage. Through this, we need to achieve the Atmanirbharta, that is self-reliance in the critical technologies. By integrating science with social progress and sustainability, as well as strengthening public-private academic collaboration, we will be a step closer towards the Vikasit Bharat 2047. The core philosophy is that when science meets scale, innovation becomes inclusive and technology drives transformation. India's scientific race embodies Jai Vignan, Jai Anusandhan, a powerful call for knowledge driven, future ready India, which integrates the social progress and sustainability. Let's quickly look into the PYQs. With reference to India's satellite launch vehicles, consider the following statements. PSLVs launch the satellites useful for Earth resources monitoring, whereas GSLVs are designed mainly to launch communication satellites. Satellites launched by PSLV appear to remain permanently fixed in the same position in the sky as viewed from a particular location on Earth. GSLV Mark III is a 4-stage launch vehicle with the first and third stages using solid rocket motors and the second and fourth stage using the liquid rocket engines. Which of the following statements are correct? Let's view the first statement. TSLV is primarily used to place satellites into the low Earth orbits, especially the synchronous or the polar orbits, which are ideal for Earth observation, remote sensing, meteorological cartography, and many scientific satellites. GSLV family, including GSLV Mark II and Mark III, is designated to inject heavier payloads into geotransfer orbits so they can be later maneuvered into geostationary orbits, the orbit most communication satellites use. Hence, the statement 1 is correct. A satellite that appears fixed in sky for a location on Earth are geostationary orbit are placed in geostationary orbit. It has a circular orbit in the equatorial plane at around 35,786 kilometers altitude and an orbital period equal to Earth's rotation. PSLV launchers do not put satellites into geostationary orbits. They typically place them in low Earth orbits or sun-synchronous orbits, where satellites move rapidly across the sky. Hence, the statement 2 is wrong. GSLV Mark III is not a four-stage vehicle. Its configuration is essentially 3 stages. Two large S200 solid strap-on boosters. They provide the bulk of lift at the liftoff. These are often collectively referred to as the first stage strap-ons. L110 liquid core stage, commonly described as the second stage. C25 cryogenic upper stage is the third stage. The upper stage is a cryogenic, that is liquid, not a solid motor. So the statement claiming first and third stages using solid motors, second and fourth using liquid is incorrect. Only is the correct answer. Consider the following pairs. Wetland to their locations. Hokera Wetland, Punjab, Renuka Wetland, Himachal Pradesh, Rudrasagar Lake, Tripura, Shashtamkota Lake, Tamil Nadu. How many of the pairs above are correctly matched? Let's look at Hokera Lake. Hokera Lake is given as Punjab, but this is located in Jammu and Kashmir. The actual location is in the Srinagar district near the Zainkut area. It is a natural perennial wetland part of the Zeelam River Basin. It is an important habitat for the migratory birds like Eurasian pigeon, northern pintail and tuft duck. Hence, this is an incorrect location. Renuka Wetland. It is located in the Siramur district of Himachal Pradesh. It is the largest natural lake in Himachal Pradesh. It is named after goddess Renuka, the mother of Lord Parshurama. This has been declared as a Ramsar site in 2005. The lake supports aquatic biodiversity and has religious and tourism significance. Rudrasagar Lake. This is actually located in Melghar of Tripura. This is also known as Rudijala. It is a lowland sedimentation reservoir and a natural floodplain wetland. The famous Neer Mahal Palace is built in the middle of this lake. This is designated as a Ramsar site in 2005. It supports aquatic vegetation and migratory birds. Shashtamkota Lake. This is located in the Kollam district of Kerala, but not Tamil Nadu. It is the largest freshwater lake in Kerala. It serves as the source of drinking water for Kollam city population. It has been declared as a Ramsar site in 2002. It is surrounded by hills and fed by springs, and there is no major inflowing of rivers nearby. Hence, only two pairs are being correctly matched. If rainforests and tropical forests are the lungs of Earth, then surely wetlands function as its kidneys. Which one of the following functions of wetlands best reflects the above statement? Let's understand this statement. Wetlands are the kidneys of Earth. Just as kidneys filter waste and toxins from our blood, wetlands filter pollutants and excess nutrients from water before it flows into rivers, lakes, or oceans. This function helps purify water, maintain nutrient balance, and support healthy ecosystems. Hence, we must choose the option that reflects filtration, absorption, or cleansing. Let us look at the options. First option, the water cycle in wetlands involves surface runoff, subsoil percolation, and evaporation. This describes the hydrological process but not the purification. It talks about the movement of water, not the filtration or detoxification. Algae form the nutrient base upon which fish, crustaceans, mollusks, birds, reptiles, and mammals thrive. This refers to the food chain or nutrient base, not to cleaning or filtering. Hence, this statement is also wrong. Wetlands play a vital role in maintaining sedimentation balance and soil stabilization. This talks about erosion control and sediment trapping, which is important but not the main filtration function that justifies the kidney analogy. Hence, this statement is partially correct. Aquatic plants absorb heavy metals excess nutrients. This describes filtration and detoxification. Plants in wetlands absorb these pollutants, toxic metals, and nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. This process cleans and purifies water just as kidneys purify blood. Hence, this best reflects the kidneys analogy. Next question. With reference to conservation organization called Wetlands International, which of the following statements are correct? It is an intergovernmental organization formed by countries which are signatories to Ramsar Convention. It works at the field level to develop and mobilize knowledge and use the practical experience to advocate for better policies. Let's look at the first statement. Wetlands is not formed by governments or signatories to Ramsar Convention. This is an NGO, non-governmental organization that collaborates with governments, NGOs, and international bodies like Ramsar, UNEP, and IUCN. Therefore, it is not an intergovernmental body like the Ramsar. Wetland International works on ground to restore, conserve, and sustainably manage wetlands. It develops scientific knowledge, conducts field projects, and uses these insights to influence policy and decision making at local, national, and international levels. Examples include the peatland restoration to reduce carbon emissions, coastal wetland protection to strengthen climate resilience. Hence, only second statement is correct. Consider the following. Next question. Consider the following diseases: diphtheria, chickenpox, smallpox. Which of the above diseases has or have been eradicated in India? Here, eradicated means completely eliminated worldwide with or nationwide with no naturally occurring cases. Eliminated means no endemic cases in a particular region or country but may still exist elsewhere. So let's look at diphtheria. Diphtheria still occurs sporadically in India. It is vaccine preventable bacterial infection caused by bacterium diphtheria. India continues to report cases under the Universal Immunization Program. The present status is it is controlled but not completely eradicated. Chickenpox. It is caused by varicella zoster virus. Vaccines exist, but this disease still occurs in mild form, especially among the unvaccinated individuals. Smallpox caused by variola virus. It has been globally eradicated in 1980 following a successful WHO vaccination campaign. India has been declared smallpox free in the year 1977. Hence, it has been eradicated both globally as well as in India. Hence, only one particular disease, which is smallpox, has been eradicated. The smallpox eradication campaign has been led by WHO and participation from India's National Smallpox Eradication Program. The last Indian case has been seen in Bihar in the year 1975. Diphtheria vaccine, part of DPT, is diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus that is used for diphtheria, and the chickenpox vaccine has been introduced in 2005, which is a part of private immunization but not in the universal program. Now let's look at the one of the main question. Discuss India's achievements in the field of space, science, and technology. How the application of this technology helped India in its socio-economic development. What are the aspects that are to be addressed in this question? In introduction, define space science and technology. Like space science, which encompasses the development of launch vehicles, satellites, planetary probes, and the application of data that is derived from Earth observation and communication. You also introduce the ISRO's vision, that is India's space journey, with uniquely focused on space for national development. You can also write the global standing of ISRO as one of the world's most successful and cost-effective space agencies primarily under the Department of Space. In the body, you start writing about the key missions, satellites, and the milestones, which includes the launch vehicle technology like PSLV, which is the workhorse rocket, and GSLV Mark III or the LVM-3, India's most powerful rocket, which has launched the communication satellites like CMS-03, which have been earlier discussed, and the essential for the upcoming Gaganyaan human spaceflight mission. You can also discuss the Navik, navigation with Indian constellation, which is India's regional satellite navigation system. Also, you can discuss the GSAT series, which promotes essential communications for DTH, television, rural connectivity. Also, discuss the interplanetary explorations like Chandrayaan missions. The Chandrayaan 1 in fact confirmed the presence of water molecules on the moon, and Chandrayaan 3 achieved the historic feat of soft landing near the lunar south pole, making India the fourth country to achieve this. Also, discuss Mangalyaan, which successfully placed a probe in Mars orbit on the very first attempt, demonstrating the global technological leadership at a low cost. In the body, you can also discuss how this space tech benefits governance, economy, agriculture, education in the socio-economic fields. In fact, the true success of India's space program lies in the translational research, how satellite data is used on the ground. If you take agriculture and food security, in that particular sector, using the remote sensing satellites, we can reduce risks of farmers and improve yields, predictability, and guide climate smart agricultural properties. In the sector of governance and planning, using the Bhuvan portal, we can improve transparency, efficiency, planning, and better resource allocation. Using the INSAT satellites or the Kalamsat in the field of disaster management, we can save countless lives and reduce economic loss. Using the EduSat satellite, we can ensure equitable access to quality education and specialist medical care, addressing the regional disparities. So, try to include every satellite possible in these particular fields and how this particular satellites helps in the socio-economic benefits. Summarize this impact in the conclusion, like India's space program, which has been a developmental tool in strategic, economic, and diplomatic asset. In fact, the high impact model has yielded tangible results, directly impacting 70% of India's population through communication and Earth observation data. You can also suggest the future prospects for Vikasit Bharat 2047 like Gaganyaan, commercialization like furthering the leveraging capacity of LMV3 for global commercial launches, and deep space missions like Shukrayaan, which will cement India's status as a serious global space power. Here we can also include Jai Vigyan Jai Anusandhan ethos with the initial space for development vision. India's space technology is poised to be the engine during the nation towards goal of Vikasit Bharat of 2047. This is how you have to frame your answer. Try to send your answers to response@civiccentre.in for the valuable Civic Center IAS Masters feedback. The first step of answer writing is to start writing your answer. So first start writing your answers and do send for the feedback so that you can improve over time. Thank you for listening to the episode and subscribe to the channel for regular updates.
CivicCentre IAS is offering Telangana Group 1 Prelims cum Mains classes as well as Andhra Pradesh Group 1 Prelims cum Mains classes in English medium for a period of 8 to 10 months. This also covers the complete NCERT textbooks and statewide textbooks. So, what are you waiting for? Learn through reverse engineering technique today. Admissions are in progress. Join now. Visit our website. Thank you.